The chain rule is one of the most critical derivative concepts. So this is going to be really important. This first part starts out pretty slow. We're just going to look at composite functions, your f of g of x, g of f of x, that kind of stuff. So it says find g of f of x if, so f of x, I'm going to replace f of x with 2 minus 3x. Then g of x is the square root of x. So g of 2 minus 3x is the square root of 2 minus 3x. That's really all A is. B, notice over here, there are several possible answers for B. Typically, what I do is I set whatever this is to like either in the denominator or under the square root. So I'm going to set f of x equal to x minus x squared, and then the outside, g of x, it's like this whole thing just turned to x, 1 over x. I will say this. Sorry, had to sneeze. This is not critical. So if this doesn't really make a lot of sense, don't worry too much about this. This page is very critical. Okay, there are two different ways to write out the chain rule. Okay, and let's see here. Don't write out the words in the white here. Write both of these down. These are both going to be helpful to us. You might want to pause the video, get those two rules copied. Now, the other thing I'm going to kind of talk about with this, there's a certain order that is helpful, especially when we're talking about this one. This is the order that I tend to do things in. I don't think we've gotten to trig yet, so we'll just put that on hold. But that's always the order I do things in. Okay? I always do the power first, then the trig, then the inside. We're not quite ready for trig yet, but we will be pretty soon. Okay, so if we look at letter A, notice there are two separate things going on here. There's what's in the parentheses, and there's the power on the outside. So when we find the derivative, this is where you always start with the power first. So I'm going to bring the power down. When you do the power portion, the inside stays the same. Notice for this whole thing, I just brought the power down and subtracted 1. This is the power. Times, this is where we're going to chain it together. The chain rule, it's like a chain link fence. We're going to chain it together with multiplication. Now, we have to do the derivative of the inside. So this whole thing will be the inside. So the derivative of x squared is 2x minus 2. And that's all we're going to do with it. Power times the inside. So there's two, whatever you see going on in the equation, you've got to do derivatives of both of those. Okay. Now with letter B, we're first going to move anything up from the denominator up. Now, does it make sense? It's the square root, which means it's this whole thing to the 1/2 power, always reread as the 1/2 power. Then we can move it up each time I rewrite, I continue to write down y because we've not taken the derivative yet. Now I'm ready to take the derivative. So I do my power first. Take my power times the coefficient. -1/2 times 4 is -2. Subtract 1 from the exponent, -3/2. This was the power portion. Chain on, the derivative of the inside is just -2. So this is the power, this is the inside. Now, we could rewrite this, we could clean this up a little bit. Everything is being multiplied here, and this part has a negative exponent. So I can put this whole thing in the bottom, make the exponent positive, then take -2 times -2, which is 4. And that is it.